What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video from Pink Tourmaline. And in this video, we're actually going to be talking about Bob Lazar and this documentary called S4, The Bob Lazar Story. It's so crazy because Bob Lazar is a legend in the world of extraterrestrial exploration. He is a big part of the disclosure movement. He came forward way back in the day. Everybody called him crazy, but it seems like as more time has passed, so many of the things that he said back in whenever he gave his testimony in the 80s, or can't remember exactly what decade, but so many things are now coming forward that are corroborating all the things he said way back when. One of those things is just he was talking about element 115 before it was even on the periodic table, but there's so many other things that have come forward since that time, which is really amazing. You should watch this documentary to see a lot of that information as well. Okay, anyways, was watching this documentary and with no intention of using it for any sort of video. And there's something in this documentary that Bob Lazar said, which ties exactly into this entire soul trap or soul trick theory, which absolutely blew me away. Now, I do actually think so. It doesn't completely blow me away in the sense that, like, I have heard this idea that certain ETs are part of the entire system or part of the whole the trap and the matrix, and are involved in getting our souls to come back into the cycle and the reincarnation cycle, etc. So I have heard this before, but what blows me away is that I've never heard Bob Lazar. I don't even know if Bob Lazar is aware of this deeper discussion of the soul trap or the reincarnation cycle or whatnot. But the fact that Bob Lazar came across something in the documentation while working at S4 about these ETs, and that documentation said that the ETs look at us as containers. Containers of what? It's your best guess, but to me, it's definitely got to be souls, in my opinion. And it's just so crazy. So, anyways, this is from the S4 documentary. This is from a clip of Bob Lazar way back in the day, but saying exactly this because he's just repeating it again in the documentary that this is what he found in the briefings. But check this out, Bob Lazar in his own words.
I want to go back to the religion thing. I want you to say it.
Oh, come on. That's so weird. That's a lot.
I'm not asking you to say what you believe to be a fact. I'm asking you to say what you read in a report that that is distributed at what may be the most top secret facility in the world. Okay. All right.
All right, I'll say it. It's so far out.
All right. Your objection has been noted.
Okay.
What does it say?
That we're containers. That's how supposedly the aliens look at us. That we are nothing but containers.
Containers of
containers. Maybe containers of souls. You can come up with whatever theory you want, but we're containers, and that's how we're mentioned in the documents. That religion was specifically created, so we have some rules and regulations. So the sole purpose of not damaging the containers.
the souls. Meaning,
Well, the souls or the bodies, whatever. Right? That's
meaning like we're containers for souls that they're going to use at some other point.
right.
Why would we be described, especially even if we are, they know we're carrying this energy, the soul, whatever it may be, why would they describe us, or as we would write it down, that they view us as containers? That just sounds so much like a product. These are the containers for whatever we're selling or whatever we're shipping or whatnot. And that to me implies, and maybe I'm making too much out of this, but that to me implies some sort of a relationship with us, maybe working with us as if we are products on some sort of an assembly line or a conveyor belt of sorts. That's what this indicates to me. And the thing is that there are other sources of information that also describe the ETs, these extraterrestrials, whether they're grays or whatever, working or using humans and manipulating their souls, their energies, etc. So I want to share a couple of these other accounts outside of Bob Lazar saying what he recounted from the documents, because I think this all this all fits together. It's just so interesting that I would see something like this in a Bob Lazar documentary that is unrelated to everything we talk about here. So I found this whole thing very, very, very interesting. But anyways, here's Jason Jorjani talking about this as well, the ET involvement with the entire soul trap system.
And based on the kinds of accounts that, let's say, Carla Turner got from abductees of being taken to places that were not just like, like space alien bases. There were places where the soul was being handled as some kind of an informational matrix and or energy source.
Okay, well, so there it is, right? Handling the souls. Now we're going to go to another account, Corrado Malanga. Corrado Malanga is an Italian UFO researcher, and he's claimed, based largely on hypnotic work with abductees, that non-human entities temporarily remove what he calls the person's soul or anima and place it into alien bodies. His framework gets astonishingly specific. According to Malanga, the soul is temporarily separated from the abductee and inserted into an alien body so that the alien can absorb its vital energy and extend its existence. Wild. A biography summarizing his research explicitly says aliens may temporarily separate the soul of the abductee from their body and insert it into an alien body to absorb its vital energy. Sorry, it's really late. And I saw this. I was about to go to bed, and I was like, I have to make this before I go to bed. Anyways. Okay. Oh, yeah, by the way, it says in English translation of his 2005 work, similarly describes aliens using humans as energy source and discusses cloning and the human soul as a kind of battery. Okay. Here's another account from Betty, Andreasson, Luca. This case is especially significant because it predates most modern prison planet material by decades. UFO investigator Raymond Fowler extensively documented Betty Andreasson's alleged abduction experiences, beginning with the Andreasson affair in 1979. Fowler wrote multiple books about the case. Jorjani himself specifically cites Fowler Andreasson's research as evidence for interference with death and rebirth. He describes the Andreasson encountering grays and taller beings who presented themselves in religious terms and portrayed themselves as administrators or watchers connected with the afterlife. So again, some indication that these entities are involved somewhere along the lines with our souls or with our energies and with our fate after this material life. Okay, here's the last account that I want to share with you guys. Somebody else who can back up or corroborate this idea that why ETs might look at us as containers because of their involvement in this type of work. So Kerner wrote a 504-page book called Gray Aliens and the Harvesting of Souls, the conspiracy to genetically tamper with humanity. And his thesis was that gray aliens lack the spiritual qualities humans possess and are attempting to obtain or utilize human souls. The publisher summarizes Kerner's position as grays attempting to acquire human souls and using genetic manipulation in pursuit of that objective. So again, another account that they may be involved with us more so than just our physical, but with our energy, with our spirit bodies, whatever it may be. So to just tie everything up, what's most interesting about all of this is, again, Bob Lazar tangentially related to this field because everything's related to this field. This is almost like a unifying theory of everything. Why X and Y and Z are all this particular way because of this overarching structure of a soul trap and a loosh farm. But nevertheless, it's still pretty amazing to see Bob Lazar, somebody in the community of learning about extraterrestrials and ETs that I've respected for such a long time, I always thought was very truthful, now says something, I think unknowingly, by the way, but says something that directly ties into the theory that we've been covering so much on this channel and the one that I currently think has a lot of merit. I just find that so interesting, and I had to share it. And that's why I had to make this video, even though it's extremely late and I'm really tired. I got to go to bed. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Does this also blow you guys away like it blew me away? Or is it not as impressive in your eyes? Let me know your thoughts. I thought this was super cool. Again, think about it. Not having any involvement, as far as I know, with this whole soul trap theory, working in a government installation and in a secret military base where his primary tasks are technology related, science related, and then he sees this document. Crazy. It's crazy to me. We are containers. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you guys so much for joining. I will see you in the next video. Take it easy.